Well, this here is the Ford Ecosport. It's a car which doesn't need any introduction, and the reason for that, of course, is that this is the car which started the compact SUV segment in India. So in that sense, you can call it the big daddy of this segment. And of course, it has legions of fans right across India, not without reason. This is a car which offers you great build quality. It offers you a long list of features. Both active and passive safety kit is exemplary, and you also get the best ride and handling balance inside this car. So it really is a car which has a huge fan base right across India, and it has been around for 6 or 7 years now. And today the question, of course, that we're asking is that is it a car that you should still consider buying if you're in the market for a compact SUV, or should you simply ignore it and buy some of its fresher rivals? And is it a car which can teach the new kids on the block a lesson or two in terms of safety, in terms of solid build quality, in terms of the ride and handling? And one of the new kids on the block, of course, is the Kia Sonet. The newest kid on the block, rather, is the Kia Sonet. And today we're comparing both these cars, and we'll tell you where the strengths and weaknesses of each car lie, and why you should consider both these cars against each other, and in which departments this is better or that is better. The new kid on the block versus the big daddy of this segment. Let's get started. Well, so the Ford Ecosport really does impress in one area, and that area is build quality. Once you shut these doors, let's do that one more time, you get a very solid, a very confidence-inspiring sound, and it's a sound which gives you a sense of security. And when you're driving this car on the highway with your entire family, you really feel very safe and secure inside this car. And not only does the sound of the doors give you that sense, you also get 6 airbags as an option. You also get automatic headlamps, automatic wiper. You also get tire pressure monitor and a host of other equipment like traction control, Ford's emergency assistance system, which is a very good system in this car, because God forbid you ever are in an accident, then the system on this car will automatically get in touch with the emergency services like the ambulance and police services, and they'll come and help you out in case of any emergencies. Apart from that, you also get the Ford key over here. Now, what is the Ford key? Well, essentially, you can control the top speed of the car, you can control the top volume of the car, and that's also a very good feature for people who give their car to their chauffeurs and also give their cars to their kids who are about 19, 20, 21 and driving the car for the first time. So in that sense, it's a very good feature. And what you'll also like about this car is the overall comfort, because the seats are very good, the overall build quality is very good, and plastic quality also is at par with the Sonet. The touchscreen is ahead of the Sonet. Yes, it's not as big as the one on that car, but in terms of the ease of use, in terms of the Ford Sync 3 app, in terms of the overall seamlessness, in terms of connecting it with your phone, it is the best in the business. Now, a couple of things which this car doesn't have. Well, you don't get some very fancy features like cool front seats or an air purifier. Those are things where Sonet definitely has the advantage. But overall, in terms of safety, in terms of build quality, and in terms of the comfort, this car still is quite good. Well, so as soon as you step inside the cabin of the Sonet, you will immediately be reminded of the Seltos, and that's a good thing, because the Seltos is a much more expensive car. It's a segment higher than this car. And the big thing inside the cabin, the big highlight, of course, is this huge 10-inch touchscreen. And it's nice and easy to operate. Lots of things inside it, the Uvo connected app, and of course the settings for the music. And of course this car has the Bose sound system, which means that the music quality is quite good. But ultimately, even though it is a bigger screen than the Ford Ecosport, I reckon that the Ford Ecosport's touchscreen with the Ford Sync 3 app is still the benchmark in terms of ease of usage, in terms of the fonts, the menus, sub-menus. I reckon that the Ford Sync 3 still has the advantage. That said, this car really is loaded with a lot of features, and you get the whole host of features in this car. You get different driving modes, traction modes, cool front seats, you get wireless charging for your mobile phone, cruise control, automatic headlamps, and really the works. And yes, this car definitely has the advantage over the Ford Ecosport in terms of seat comfort as well, and in terms of the features also. This car has a clear advantage over the Ford Ecosport. So because of the ambience also, the ambience is very positive and very fresh and very modern and very youthful inside this car. I reckon that it's quite an easy choice. You'll appreciate the interiors and the front seats of the Kia Sonet a lot more than you will on the Ford Ecosport. But of course, the Ecosport still has the advantage with the Sync 3 app, and it also offers you very solid build quality as well as a host of connected features as well as safety kit. Anyways, ambience wise, features wise, as well as comfort wise, the Sonet has the advantage. Now let's jump in the back seat and see which one has the advantage over there. Well, so if you are someone who's going to be sitting in the back seat all day long, then I have good news for you, and that good news is that the Ecosport has the advantage over the Sonet. Now the Sonet isn't very bad, but comparison wise you can't compete with the EcoSport in terms of knee room, in terms of seat comfort, in terms of headroom. This car has the advantage. The seats also feel generous and better cushioned than the ones on the Sonet, and this car generally can accommodate 3 people in the back without too much fuss, and again is better at doing that compared to the Kia Sonet. So if you are someone who's buying his car just for the backseat experience, then my vote is with the EcoSport. Well, so I'm in the back seat now of the Kia Sonet, and as you can see, in terms of space, it's quite decent. It's not very bad. The front seats have been raised up, but ultimately, it's not as spacious as the Ford Ecosport, and the seats also are very upright. They're not as relaxed to sit in, or the backrest angle isn't as good as it is inside the Ecosport. So yes, for ultimate backseat comfort and space, I reckon that the Ford Ecosport still has the advantage. This is also not very wide. It's just about as wide as the Ecosport. So again, 2 occupants at best, not 3. You of course get AC vents at the back, which is a slight advantage because the EcoSport doesn't have these. But of course, the Ford has very strong throw from the front, so it's not a big issue. And you also get an AQI meter, of course, an air purifier with an AQI meter, which gives it a bit of an advantage again in the features department. But for sheer space and for comfort, let's call a spade a spade. The EcoSport clearly has the advantage. Now let's see which car offers you the bigger boot. Well, so the boot of the Sonet is the best in the segment in terms of its space. It offers you a 390-litre boot, which makes it the biggest boot. And in terms of usability also, it's quite good. And the reason why the rear seats don't have that kind of space is because the backrest angle has been slightly raised up to make more space inside the boot. So that's the reason why space in the back is slightly limited. So if you've been thinking about that, why there's little space in the second row, it's because it's the largest boot in the segment. 392 litres, double thumbs up from my side, better than the one on the Ford Ecosport. So here I am driving the Ford Ecosport now, and I have to say that this is the benchmark in this segment when it comes to pure driving pleasure, pure drive involvement, as well as pure driving fun. And the reasons for that are many, and the first reason of course is that this car has a very direct and a very communicative steering wheel. It's a steering wheel which will just put a smile on your face, and not only is the steering wheel very good, but also it's very well weight. It's neither too heavy that you start feeling tired at the end of a long day, and neither is it so soft that you start feeling nervous out there on the highway. So in everything, this car's steering wheel really is the best in the segment, not only in today's comparison, but in the segment. What's also very good about it is of course the sporty and very dynamic chassis of this car. The balance of the chassis is very good, and this car, when you push into corners, has very good body roll. It's always under control and it doesn't lean too much, so that's also something which is very commendable. But the best point about this car is the gearbox. Now if you choose the manual version of the car, you'll simply enjoy shifting gears, and sometimes you'll just be shifting gears for the heck of it because this is such an enjoyable gearbox to use. You'll be shifting gears for the heck of it. It's a very short throw gearbox. It's a gearbox which offers you very sporty throws. It's very accurate, and it's also pretty light. So in everything, the steering wheel, the gearbox, this car really is the best in the business. And what's also nice about it and what's so enjoyable about it also is the ride and handling balance. Yes, this car offers you a sporty ride, but not at the cost of comfort. Yes, it's a very good kind of comfort as well. And this car's suspension will really soak in all the bumps no matter what speeds you're doing. You might be doing speeds in excess of 100 kph. You might be doing speeds of about 60 or 50 in the city. Everything is taken care of. Nothing enters the cabin, and the occupants will always feel comfortable. And what also extends that feeling of comfort is the fact that the cabin isolation is absolutely top class. So if you're doing, say, speeds of 100 kph on the highway, the engine is a distant murmur. There's no wind noise, there's no tire noise, and all those things really do make the in-cabin experience a very enjoyable one, and something which should put a smile on your face. So what I'm essentially trying to say is that in today's comparison, the EcoSport has the clear advantage, and in the driving department alone, I'll give this car a strong score of 9.5 out of 10, and the Kia Sonet deserves a respectable 8. That car does come close to it, but really it's still a distant second. Overall, double thumbs up from my side to the Ford Ecosport. It's definitely the better car for keener drivers, it's the better car for ride comfort, and it's the better car for overall ride and handling as well as agility. As I just said, double thumbs up from my side. Well, so here I am driving the Kia Sonet now. Now remember, this car comes with a host of engine and gearbox options, and of course there are three options to choose from in the engines. There's a 1-liter turbocharged unit petrol, there's a 1.5 diesel, and there's also 1.2 petrol. So a lot of options and a lot of gearbox options as well. And this car does its duties quite well. The steering wheel is quite nice in terms of communication. It goes around bends quite nicely, and the handling is also quite good. The overall ride comfort is quite decent, and the noise isolation levels are also very good. The refinement levels from whatever engine you choose is quite good as well, and performance is more than satisfactory. Performance is more than adequate, to say the least. The diesel 1.5 also delivers good performance. So yes, in terms of the overall dynamics and the overall driving bits, the Sonet will not disappoint you. But that said, it still doesn't have that same thrill of driving or the joy of driving factor that the Ford Ecosport displays. The steering wheel on this car is quite good. It's quite heavy and it has good feedback as well, but it's not the Ecosport, and the Ecosport really is the benchmark in this segment now, and it has been the benchmark for a while in terms of the overall ride comfort, in terms of the overall ride and handling balance, in terms of the steering wheel feedback, and no other car in this segment can still hold a candle to what the Ford EcoSport displays. The engines on that car, both the petrol and the diesel, are very good in terms of overall driving dynamics. Performance is very good. The ride and handling balance is very good. And really, the EcoSport is the ultimate driver's car in this segment, and the best driver's car by far, the benchmark still in the driving department and the overall dynamic department. Overall, I'll give a good score of 90 out of 100 to the Sonet. It's not a bad product at all, but the EcoSport deserves a stronger score of 92 out of 100. Well, so overall, the Kia Sonet definitely has the advantage in today's comparison. It offers you the more premium and fresher looks. It offers you a plush cabin with a longer list of features, and definitely it has a feel-good factor because it is a much newer car. But that said, the Ford EcoSport also is a car which you should not ignore. It offers you a better mix of ride and handling. It offers you a very strong list of safety kit, both active and passive safety kit. And for the cost of ownership also is much lower. The after sales and the spare parts are much lower compared to its rivals. And if you don't believe me, you can go to the Ford India website and check out the cost of ownership, the cost of spare parts over there. And whatever Ford asks you on the website, it's exactly what the service center will also charge you. It's no difference between what's there on the website and what eventually you'll end up paying at the dealership. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, this one has the advantage, but the Ford EcoSport is a car which you should not ignore, and it definitely has its own strengths and does come across as a very strong all-rounder. It's bye for now, and thanks for watching.